Hi, my name's Joe. A lot of you already know that I'm going to be doing this 2,000-mile kayak trip next year from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia to Key West, Florida for Mission 22. Um, a lot of people are sort of concerned about that. It's a long trip. I'm doing it on the coast the whole way out in the ocean. Just to put your mind at ease, I've lived around the ocean all my life. I started out surfing down in Virginia Beach and Hatteras, North Carolina, Cocoa Beach, Florida, Daytona. Uh, when I got stationed up here in the Navy, I got into scuba diving, and then that led into doing underwater recovery for emergency management, where I learned risk benefit. Even while getting my sports certification diving, the shop I went through had signs everywhere, and they drilled it into our heads: stop, think, plan, go. That's been drilled into my head. It means if you're getting in trouble, stop, think about what's going on, make a plan, execute the plan, get back out of it, get yourself to safety. Risk benefit. If the risk is higher than the benefit, don't do it. If the benefit's higher than the risk, go for it. The other thing is, I was talking with my son the other night, and I made the statement, failure is not an option in this mission. He says failure is always an option. I told him if failure is one of your options, you failed before you started. I also told him that my other battle cry is adapt and improvise. Military people know what that means. Um, the thing with that is, I told him, I says, I'm going to have plans A, B, and C, none of which are written in stone. I'm in an environment that changes so quickly that you can't etch anything in stone. If you do that, you're putting yourself in a line of danger. You have to be able to adapt and improvise. You have to be able to change on a minute's notice, stop, think, plan, go. It's all about your safety. In saying that, there's a lot of research, a lot of work goes into this. The Main Island Trail Association guide gives me all the islands I can camp on and all the islands I can take refuge on. I printed out a number of nautical charts from NOAA. These charts all have notations that shows my path of where I'm going. It's got all the campgrounds, all the islands listed with campgrounds. It's got other places I can go to that I can camp. It's got some of the places I'm going to be stopping to do fundraisers. I also have all the NOAA big maps. So I have plenty of charts to go by to sit there and know where I am and what I'm doing. I have a couple of apps on my phone. A couple of them are for checking tides and currents and stuff. Um, I have one called Life 360. Yeah, Life 360 that I've invited a number of people to be in my circle with me so they can sit there and see where I'm at all times by the GPS on my phone. Um, I have the Coast Guard app so I can do float plans every day. I have the MITA app on there, and so I don't have to carry the book with me. Um, what's some of the other apps I have? I have Navionics, so I can sit there. I have electronic charts I can look at that are really accurate. They're always up to date. Um, so I have my phone with me. I have a marine radio. I have a personal location beacon that has GPS in it, so I can sit there and pinpoint exactly where I am, and that's my last course of action if I need it. Um, if I can't hold it up right to get the GPS to work, it'll put out two other signals that they can triangulate on, and they'll find me eventually. I have a distress flag that I'm carrying with me, so if I have to, I can tie that to my oar, my paddle, and stick it up in the air. And so there's a lot of planning and everything else going on. The other thing is Mission 22 has assigned me an event coordinator. Hi, Cindy. I hope to meet you someday if I can. Um, she's going to be setting up, once I tell her where I'm stopping and where I want the events at. She's going to be coordinating all that stuff on land for me because I really don't have time to do all that. I have a GoFundMe going to raise money to get better equipped. I need to upgrade some of my equipment. I haven't been going good with the GoFundMe, so I'm trying to go through sponsorships with the companies that I'm trying to get this stuff from. I haven't heard back from Neki Kayak yet. I'm hoping to get a Luxia 17 composite. Um, the way they do their sponsorships, I doubt I'm going to get it because I don't belong to a store. I don't belong to an organization. I'm not a listed expert, so I don't know what they're going to do. But I wish people would sit there and donate so I could get that kayak and make it a lot better. Now, would the kayak I have right now make it? Yes, I'm pretty sure it would. I've been in 14-foot swells in that thing with 70 pounds of camping gear up in Casco Bay in Maine. And look, I'm here to talk about it. Um, would I take a risk like that again? No, I wanted to hunker down. My buddy wanted to make a run for the mainland, but I told him, I said, you better listen to me because I know what I'm doing out in the water. And we made it. And so the thing is I know what I'm doing. I've been around the water all my life. I've been around some really nasty water doing underwater recovery and stuff. I know risk benefit. I know stop, think, plan, go. Um, I'll have 2 or 3 plans in my head ready to be thrown out at any time, adapt and improvise, change the plan, get to the nearest point of land. A lot of people ask me, how close are you going to be to land? It depends on the conditions and the weather and everything. I don't like traveling right along the coastline. That is ridiculous because the water hitting the shoreline and coming right back makes it twice as rough for you, makes it twice as much work. You're burning a lot of energy for no reason at all. I like to go out half, 3/4 of a mile offshore where it's a little more calmer, and I've been known to go out as far as 3 miles. It depends on the situation. Now, there are a couple of places where I do have to make long crossings. I have to cross Fundy Bay. That's 20, 30 miles right there. I have to cross the mouth of the Delaware River. That's another 30 miler. I have to cross the Chesapeake Bay. I'm going to follow along the bridge. That's 17 and a half miles. So I have the only places I'm really worried about is Fundy Bay and the Delaware River because at some point I'm going to lose track of land. I'm going to be relying on my compass and my knowledge of the water and how to read the water to tell if I'm sitting there drifting off to one side or not and to make landfall on the other side. So I'm pretty sure I can do that. I practice it all the time. I practice out here in Buzzards Bay, which is a great training area. Um, I can go out, it'd be perfectly flat when I go out. I'm coming back in 5 and 6 foot swells, even with white caps. And I take on a little bit of water because my kayak's open cockpit, but it's like I have a bilge pump, and my kayak right now has an automatic bilge pump in it, and I'll be carrying 2 batteries for that, and I'm trying to figure out how to charge them up when I run them down. Um, so I have all the camping gear I need. I don't need that. I'm looking for, like I said, a Decky Luxia 17 composite to use. Um, Dry gear and the under layers and insulation layers to go under the dry suit. I've got emails out to NRS and Kokatat. I'm working on the Kokatat one. I'm just about ready to submit it. Um, their thing for sponsorship is they will give me the dry suit I want, the shoes to go over the booties, um, to go with that, and then their life jacket. Their life jacket's pretty similar to the one I have now, so I'd be comfortable with it. But they want their name plastered everywhere, and I don't mind that. If they're going to give me the equipment, I don't mind doing that at all. Also a sticker on the kayak, so when people are looking at my kayak, they can see all the people that I either buy gear from or who have sponsored me. And speaking of sponsors, I'd like to put a real big thank you to Bending Branches for selling me a Navigator Plus at basically, I think it was their cost. I'm not sure. I'm sure they made a little bit of money on it. It's 28 ounces. It's carbon fiber. It expands out from 215 to 230. Will feather 0 to 60. Um, the thing is a phenomenal paddle. If you're looking for a really great paddle that you can sit there and paddle for miles and miles and not get fatigued with, look at the Navigator Plus by Bending Branches. I mean, it is an awesome paddle. Um, what else can I say to make you guys put your mind at ease? Like I said, I've been around the ocean all my life. I've been in some rough water. I've been in some nasty situations. I'm still here to talk about it. I know what I'm doing. I'm confident in what I'm doing. I'm determined to succeed. Um, and that's basically all I can say is I'm going to do this. Like I said, I have a GoFundMe. I'd really like people to spread the word and donate. The minimum donation for GoFundMe is $5. If you know, if I get a number of people to donate $5, I'll hit my goal in no time. So I'm not asking for tons of money. Just spread the word, and if I get, I think it was um, like 850 people to donate $5, I'd hit my goal. So uh, I'd like to have some help that way. I'm waiting right now. I'm supposed to be getting a phone call to do a phone interview. I ran into a photographer reporter the other day for the local paper who took a couple of pictures of me. Now he wants to get the whole story of why I'm doing this. So I'm waiting for that phone call for a phone interview with the local paper. I already have a commitment from another local paper in Duxbury and a TV station down in Norfolk, Virginia that wants to do my story when I get down there. So, and any of my friends in Virginia Beach listening to this, I have a website, acske2017.org. Follow that website. I'm going to be in Virginia Beach for 4 or 5 days. I'll be visiting with my sisters and trying to set up. I'm going to have Cindy set me up 2 fundraisers, one towards my old neighborhood and one farther towards the beach. Um, and I'd like to see you guys while I'm down there. So the other thing I tell everybody is when I get down to Key West, meet me down there, keep me drunk for 3 days because I'll need it by the time I get there. So that's all I got to say. Put your mind at ease. You'll see me in Key West. You'll see me, like I'll have pictures on the website that I made it to Key West, and then we'll see how much money I raise by the time I get there. I hope it's a lot to help my brother and sister veterans. I have PTSD from my underwater recovery, and I'm telling you, it's when you have one of those attacks, it's not a pleasant thing to go through. It's too many emotions all at once, and I don't have the battle situations that they do, but I can just imagine the horrors they're going through when they get triggered, and that's one reason I'm doing this. Um, so uh, I'll see you all in Miami, or I'm sorry, Key West. I'm going all the way to Key West, so I'll meet you all in Key West, and you'll just track me going down on the uh, on the website. I'll be posting there as much as I can, telling you where I am and how I got there. So thank you all. Bye.